Good morning, guys. Happy Monday, and also happy Mother's Day. Gotta show love and appreciation to all the hardworking moms, including you, Rebecca.
Thank
Especially,
you.
especially to my mom and sister. They are the best. But yeah, guys, feel free if you're listening in or watching. Feel free to leave a comment, or if you're a client with a dog that has a question about enrichment, feel free to leave a comment below. But yeah, I'm here with my very good friend Rebecca. Rebecca? Do you want to give like a little intro of where you're at and what you do?
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Kevin. We wrote part two because we did do an enrichment talk 3 years ago. I looked it up. It's been a wild and fast 3 years, that's for sure. So, my name is Rebecca Pasko. I am a dog trainer. I now have two locations, Miami-Dade, and then I am in Michigan. And I love enrichment. I love play. I love dogs being their craziest, but also getting them to work with us. And enrichment is one of the most common things I actually give my clients to fix behavior problems. So instead of just teaching them to sit or stay, which I find very boring, I do a lot of enrichment and getting out those willy-nillys, the running, the zoomies, the biting, whatever it is, naturally, instinctually. Um, yeah, but I'm a dog trainer. I absolutely love what I do. I've been doing it my whole life now. And I just keep growing and keep getting better, like all of us.
Yeah, awesome. And Rebecca is also just a genuine awesome person in general, and she also has the cutest little Pomeranian that uh, if I could scoop him up, I would absolutely do that. And
Yeah.
Rebecca and I have been friends for quite some time. It's like I forgot how many conferences have I seen you at, Rebecca?
I think a lot now. I don't know. We're going strong. I would say at least 10 years. I want to say it was 2017 or maybe earlier than that, 2015. I'm not sure. I keep forgetting how old I am now. How many years have passed?
Yeah, in a couple of conferences, and then if anyone is noticing a little disconnection thing, let me know. Just because my laptop woke up maybe like 40 minutes ago, so it's a little temperamental. So, um, but yeah, I think that yeah, today I think we're just gonna get right into just
Yeah,
we can just
talking
go
about
right
it.
into part two.
Perfect.
Sorry, Rebecca, what were you saying?
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, just get into talking right about enrichment. So, um, people normally think enrichment, they go right to the Kongs, they go to licky mats, and they go to puzzle toys. And while those are enrichments, it's much, much more than that, and we can do a lot more to get dogs more satisfied. So I want to talk about today what enrichment is, how to find the right enrichment for each dog, because every dog is different, just every breed is different, but within the breeds, we all know they're all different. So what one dog likes, not all of them will like. Um, a lot of people. Oh, where's Kev? Kev went away, but he's probably going to come back. Um, Common mistakes people make and how enrichment can improve the quality of life. So, we're going to just start with what enrichment really is. And it's really fulfilling a dog's instinctual and biological needs. So, we have our sniffers, our chewers, our scavengers, our dogs that like to herd, explore, our dogs that like thinking. So, some dogs just absolutely love thinking. And if you guys can hear me, please leave a comment and let me know what you think your dog likes. What do they like the best? Is it movement? Is it exploring, problem solving, thinking about things? Um, when we help dogs express these behaviors naturally, it satisfies them. He's back. Yeah.
Yeah, it was my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is acting hella shitty right now. So I was like, what just happened? I just got booted out by my own live stream. So
Yeah. And it kept me in it. So I was going. I'm good.
hey, no, that was awesome. So, anyways, now that I'm back, I meant to do that. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just to keep everyone on their toes.
Pre-planned. I feel like you can always try your best to avoid these issues, but there's nothing you can do. Like there's absolutely nothing. Like I can set it up early, I can practice the internet, I can but it always ends up failing somehow. Just, it always ends up.
Yep.
Okay, so I was just talking about how enrichment, we're solving biological needs, sniffing, chewing, digging, biting, exploring, herding.
Mm-hmm.
And when dogs do things that are instinctual to them, they end up being calmer. They have more confidence.
Mm-hmm.
They have less frustration. And can really start to settle versus just being wound up and needing something all the time. Um, so enrichments helps to meet our dog's needs, and like I said in my training programs, this is one of the first things I do is find something that dog loves, and help them to express that. So a lot of times people, I'm going to do the mistakes now, common enrichment mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
and people think it's just food puzzles, but that's not true, as we just talked about. Some dogs like to run. The Malinois need to bite. They
Yep.
need to bite. They need to tug. Border Collies need to herd in some aspects. So even like our fetch, which I would usually recommend for our Border Collies, for some of them, if it's not set up correctly, it can make them more OCD. Than actually like the herding behaviors would. So it just depends. So we just need different types of enrichment for different types of dogs. And then, of course, like I kind of just talk about, there's overstimulating the dog. So people have the Border Collie and they throw the ball a million times a day. And so the Border Collie just becomes obsessed with the ball, like obsessed, unhealthy, obsessed with the ball. And they can't think, and their life revolves around it. And while, like,
Mm-hmm.
sure, it's good to have a dog with a favorite toy, we should have some sort of other control, or be able to be like, hey, let's relax for a second. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so overstimulating with enrichment is a huge one I see in the pet parent community, just because they're trying. They're actually trying. Like the
Mm-hmm.
laser pointers is another one.
Oh
Those
God.
things. See,
Mm-hmm.
dog trainers hate them. Of course, I hate them, because the dog just gets so obsessed and it creates these neurotic nightmares that chase these shadows. And the dog can never be fully satisfied because they can never catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this type of adrenaline, this type of stimulation doesn't always equal fulfillment in this case. So yes, the
Mm-hmm.
dog's running, yes, it's chasing, but it's not actually satisfying the dog. It's just making little monsters, crazy
Yeah.
monsters.
I feel like it kind of, I don't know, it's like obviously we have all these different breeds that like they have a certain niche that would like they were bred for, and we're just kind of like, all right, here, I'm gonna be a little lazy here, I'm gonna have you obsess over this thing,
Yeah.
and it makes you give the appearance that your dog looks satisfied, but your dog's just tired. But like I totally agree with you in the sense where like we all, like most pet owners, not all but most, they get the dog crazy, they do ball, they do whatever, but then they kind of make the dogs kind of like little crackheads, and then
Yes.
they always spike up, but we never teach them to spike down, and then it's just
Yes.
like the arousal leads to like other behaviors like reactivity, excitement, um,
Yeah.
anxiety kind of thing, and so it's just kind of like, especially when you have like these like the German Shepherds, the
Hmm.
Malinois, and like God forbid someone, family or a pet owner who's not experienced with the working breeds decides to get a Malinois from like, I don't know,
Yes.
from Mexico or Craigslist, and then you're just like, well, I'm like, and then the only similar thing or the obsession would be the tennis ball, and or
Yes.
bite the tire on the rope in the backyard that used to be a swing,
Yes.
but and yeah, it's definitely just like, right, most dogs, I feel like, have that itch that most or half of us haven't really scratched yet,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
especially like Rebecca, you have like a border collie, and like you do a lot of really cool stuff with him, and it's like you do like the sport training, you do like the tricks, and it's
Yeah.
like for a border collie, it's like scratching that itch, just like love working the brain, and then
Yeah.
even like here I am. I tried a few years ago trying to do sheep herding with my Malinois, and then wasn't the right thing for her, and she
And
just
that's
ran.
okay. Yes, yes, yes. And some it is, some they all just have their different thing. And like with my border collie, if I only did fetch, he would be more of like he would be an OCD, neurotic, probably nightmare. He has to have the balance of thoughtful tasks, like making him think to move a paw. That's a lot of thinking, a lot of
Mhm,
he's a border collie, so he's a read your mind border collie. So if you
mhm,
just barely ask him to do something, he'll start to try, which is very nice. But he really thoughtfully thinks versus like frisbee time is more go, go, go. But we started to incorporate those tricks into frisbee, which levels him out completely. Like, no, you just can't run as fast as you can, as far as you can, like a maniac,
mhm,
to stop this biting thing. You have to do something first. So you have to
mhm.
perform this task first. No, I just think it's wonderful to add both of these. And it's very common that dog trainers don't know how to address these. It just is, unfortunately. In our lane, I get a lot of dogs that already have their sits. They can do their CGC, but the owners can't take away the toy in the house, or the
Mhm,
owners can't play with the dog in the backyard because the dog will jump on them. So
mhm,
they've tried. They really did try, but we weren't teaching the most important part, which is like to control harness the energy, harness
mhm.
the instinctual things. And that's what enrichment is doing. Um, and it's just trainers, we need time to learn it, just like all dogs are different. We're just getting better every dog we do. It takes
Yep.
a while to be able to control the craziness.
Yeah. I mean, even like I think when you first start as a dog trainer, you kind of
Right.
just I think you just start with like I think you just start at the very like I remember I did this when I was younger a few years ago, where I just thought like, oh, enrichment, like
Hmm.
I like give your dog a frozen Kong and your dog's
Right.
happy, or just things like that. But as I started learning throughout the years, like
Yeah,
having people like Dr. Melanie Uday, and then like even just like taking the legs course from Kim Brophy.
that's really cool. Yes.
I found that I'm still finishing up that course. The course is great, but it's extensive. It's a certain amount of time that I'm like, okay, running a business and doing homework. I'm like, all right, I will get to this eventually. But yeah, just like being able to kind of like, I think throughout the last year, especially listening to like dog trainers like Jay Jack or like Ivan, being able to
Hmm.
have dogs fulfill that niche, or like
Yeah.
be able to express what they were bred for, like a hound, like making a little breadcrumb trail for them to track, or like
Yes.
find their owner. I just saw this TikTok. I don't know if you saw it. I think in the UK or somewhere they banned fox hunting, but I think what they did was the people who like trains or like works with all the hounds. I think they actually like let people hide for the dogs. Like they go into the kennel with them, and the dogs recognize their smell, and then they actually give them like a timer, like 30 minutes to take off and hide anywhere in the field. And then they blow the bugle horn or whatever, and then they send the dogs off to find the people instead of the foxes, so they can still like scratch that itch.
Yeah, yes. It's a different way of doing it, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is the thing they're inclined to do. So sniffing and decompression is what you're sniff games.
Hmm.
We have like our barn hunts, we have our odors that you could train to go and alert for. Um, the hunting, the more instinctual one, the actual flushing of the birds, or the rabbit hunting. Um, and there's always, no matter where you live, there's probably a club somewhere that knows someone that's doing one of these things. And you could
Hmm.
probably call them and ask them to test your dog, or be like, hey, I have a Boykin Spaniel. How can I try this or this? How do I know if he's a good one to chase the birds or whatever?
Hmm.
You could do that. But also with the sniffing, I think it's important that like our dogs, I feel that our dogs are living in hamster cages most of the time. So, like our house, no matter how big it is, even if it is a mansion,
Mm-hmm.
the dog is running around the house. It's like, this is my house. This is my house. This is my house. And some owners are awesome and take their dogs out all times of the day, but realistically, dogs get to go on walks maybe like 4 times a day if they're lucky.
And
Um,
if you're lucky, like you live with like
if
a
you're
retired,
lucky.
like a retired owner that like the life is
Yes.
centered around the dog. If you're like a
Yes.
9 to 5 person, the dog's lucky to get at least like a
Yeah.
20-minute, 30-minute walk.
Lucky. Yes, yes, yes. And so to me, when those dogs do come out, it's very important to let them sniff. Let
Hmm.
them sniff, let them pee on all the things.
Yep.
It's like their social media. They're
Yep.
intaking information,
Yep.
all the scents, let them go. Of course, we can teach them the structured heel. Like I am all for it. I understand that some of our aggressive dogs need to be in the structured heel to get
Hmm.
around the situation. But after that, let them go. Let them,
Hmm.
let them sniff, let them
Yep.
explore. And this is what I do too with any dog that's nervous or fearful or like aggressive. Like I do long line walks and just let them explore and we walk together in the country. They're just taking in and they learn we're together, we're not competing. It's just such a good thing. I've seen also at shelters like a sniff wall. You can make like
Hmm.
a rock section, a stick section. I don't know what, like pet safe flowers. So there's all sorts of sniffing things you can do regardless of your situation to incorporate scents and smells. Like if you live in an apartment, you could get different things from the outside worlds and put it on your patio.
Hmm.
And switch it out so it's new and it's stimulating. But sniffing is such a great one that you brought up for all dogs. For all dogs, our reactive dogs, it's good for. It's just regulating. I don't. It wasn't the last IACP. It was a couple years ago. I think her name is Margaret. She did an incredible presentation on sniffing.
Hmm.
It was so fantastic. She won the
Oh
paper
yeah.
plate
Oh yeah, yeah,
recalls
yeah. Oh
with
yeah,
their doodles.
Yeah, Margaret Bridges. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes, it
I
was
love, I love her.
such yes, yes, yes. She knows way more about it than I do for sure. But I just know it's incredibly powerful. And if you're really looking to get into scent, go explore her stuff because it was incredible.
Yeah, no, I love the part when she was like, you acknowledge like air sniffing. I just go like good sniff, and then that's what I've been doing with like a lot of my clients. It's just like, if you have a dog, if you have a reactive dog, just like if your dog even just like wiggles his nose as a person's going
Yes,
by, and I'm just like good sniff. Like that's
same.
trying to go work on like neutrality from like rage, fear, panic to just like neutral, calm. Check this. It's okay to be curious. It's better if you're curious, and
Yes.
then yeah, I don't know. I think hamster wheel. I love that reference. I call it bougie prison.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
And
That's way better than hamster. Yeah, 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 hamster cage.
it's like
Yeah.
bougie prison, and I'm just like, all right. Like every time you take your dog out for a walk, it feels like a yard walk in the prison. You're just like, and I'm like, all right, your dog has like 20 minutes, and you're like giving it a timer, and your dog's like, I gotta do. It's like on a Black Friday sale. I gotta do this in 20 minutes, and just
Right.
roar and just grind into it. And I'm like, you wonder why your dog is like pulling you whenever you're going on a walk because it's the
Yeah.
only 20 minutes of freedom he have.
Right.
Um, and then like I love sniff walks. I mean, I tell people all the time, like I distinguish it where like if you're on a prong or a training collar, things like that, or like sidekick or whatever, like
Mhm.
you're gonna be next to me, we're gonna work on structure walk.
Yep.
But if I clip you to like a back harness, I put you on like a flexi or like a long line,
Absolutely.
I love distinguishing, okay, this is when you can go sniff, go be on social media, pee everywhere, and just
Yep.
like do your thing, intake it all, because I think people miss the point half of the time of the walk,
Yeah.
where it used to be just for the dog, but then half of it became like the person. Oh, I just want some companionship while I walk. All I need it for my health. All I need it for the mileage. And I'm like, yeah, but are you doing this for the dog or are you just doing this
Right.
for yourself? You know
Right.
what I mean? And like talking about like the whole 6 feet thing, and like dogs have 4 legs. We got two. They have like long strides and gaits. We can only, depending
Yeah.
if you're lazy or you're a little bit of a
Yes.
a little bit of a little bit a little bit not as active. You're just like a little slower, you know.
Yes.
And I think
And
being able, yeah. Sorry, go
that
ahead.
no, you're good. That ties into the next one. Enrichment to make you move. So
Yeah.
yes, sniff walking is one. But a lot of times, as you said, dogs have four legs and they like to move faster than we do. So
Hmm.
getting them moving is good for them. Getting their heart rates up, making them pant, making them actually run. So, of course, we have our flirt poles, which is I absolutely love. It's like a pole with a string on it, and then there's some sort of tug toy at the end. You move
I
back
love
and
them.
forth. They're perfect. They're perfect. You can do them in the apartment. You really can.
Hmm.
Um, any size dog can do them. And then, of course, I have Swift Paws, which is your lure course, something they chase. And Swift Paws now has at-home ones that you can literally put in your backyard. And they have indoor Swift Paws. And we'll be sending you guys a link, and there's a discount code on there if you would like to look at the Swift Paws equipment and get 10% off. I've got a partnership with them because I love their equipment.
Hmm.
Um, but it's one of the most instinctual and most fun. So I actually set up fun runs for pet parents to come out and try the Swift Paws equipment. And when we do this in Miami, we can go to a public park because it doesn't require a physical plug-in. It's a battery I can just set up anywhere, which is really cool with
Really,
this type of equipment. Yep.
I need to buy one. I've been talking about it. I'm like, I kind of want to do like a, I kind of want to do like come up with a group class where you can express drive in some shape or form.
Yeah.
Like one corner, I put one corner. I'm thinking of putting one corner where you could have a flirt pole with the dog.
Yes.
The other corner, you could have like, you know, maybe that Swift, that little fast cat thing
Yes.
in the corner, and then you kind of rotate in. Like
Yes.
I also saw some agility equipment. I kind of want to get like these A-frames and like dog walk that's like portable.
Yes, you can easily add in puzzle toys. You can add in fetch or all of this. I
Hmm.
ran one workshop like this at our facility in Homestead, and it was incredible. It was an incredible class. It was literally this. It was workshop style. We went through all of the things, and the dog got to test it. Um,
Hmm.
but it was just so cool to be able to introduce to the pet parents because they don't know. Like they're
Hmm.
just trying, like, and if they try one thing and it fails, they're not going to try it, like really if they try one thing, they're like, yeah, it doesn't work. My dog doesn't like that stuff. So it's
Yep.
good to have a round robin of things for them to try to get out these behaviors. And the Swift Paws too, they just came out with I think it's called the Pounce. It's an indoor version, so you could hook it up for your little guy in the house and you could chase it around your house. um,
Good
I'm all
to
about
Good to know.
it.
And I'm gonna leave a little. And she's got plugins. I'm gonna leave at the end of the stream, so y'all
Yeah,
can like
perfect.
copy paste and discount code. I mean, shit. Now that I heard that, I'm like, all right, cool. I might buy one too. So I'm like, why not? I mean, I also feel like at some point where this might be an idea. I feel like someone either had this idea already, or like I'm thinking like, I feel like it'd be cool if like dog trainers kind of like could rent out maybe some of their like equipment or rent out like some enrichment stuff.
Yeah.
So because I know it's like some people can't afford
Right.
like a lot of things. So
Yes.
then it's just like being able to kind of be like, rent, maybe you do monthly or maybe weekly, you rent like some enrichment stuff, you switch it out, and then this way like your dog can get way more out of it, and then it's like on
It's
a
a great
budget.
idea.
And
Yes.
then even just like I would say the more stuff you do with your dog, it just makes your dog like so much more well-rounded. Like being able to kind of adapt to like different things, or like there's so many different things. Like most dogs are just like, what the heck is this teeter totter, or what the heck is this tunnel
Yes.
or things. And I especially like it with the fearful dogs, when you're having them do like a little bit of agility equipment, it kind of helps them get through like uncertainties and make them feel better about themselves. Like kind of like what Chad Mackin says, or like I think what the name of Ivan's workshop usually says is make your dog a somebody.
Yeah.
It's like really great. And I'm trying to I had a thought, and then it kind of went away as I was chasing the rabbit.
You're doing great. You were talking about confidence building in dogs, which is perfect.
Yeah.
One of my favorite confidence buildings, which isn't I guess it is a sport now. Parkour for dogs. Just
Parkour.
literally getting them to jump onto things, put their feet on different objects, getting them to walk on different objects. I I like doing this with my palm. I got him to do when I say parkour, he jumps on and off something. It was so silly, just so
I
funny.
love it. It's so cute. It's so cute too. It's so cool too because I mean, most
Yeah.
little dogs is like people just get them because they're cute. They're like babied, and they're
Yeah.
in the purse all day. So it's like sometimes you have, and you can only imagine when you're only being shoved in a purse or picked up the whole time or babied and not really go out.
Right.
And then you wonder why most of the little dogs are little shitty yappers. They eat, little nippers.
Right.
Um,
Right.
just being able to kind of give them outlets like that, and little dogs are smart. I love little dogs. Shit, I think after my dogs pass, I might just be like only little dog person because they pay they're way cheaper than affording food for bigger dogs.
For sure. And you can the way more portable. There's a lot of pros. Way more portable. If there is any behavior issues, it's more manageable for sure.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like
even more tolerable too.
Everything is much easier. Sometimes I know the little dog yapping and barking drives people nuts, of course, because it's just so instinctual. It's just the like my palm, just the bark, like rah, rah, rah. I'm like, oh, why stop it? Rah. Okay, thank you. Whatever. He always has to have the last word, and it's just something you got to live with.
Yeah, it's just like
it's fun.
I think having clarity with the dogs is like really important too. Where like
yes.
The same thing as if I click or I say yes, you get a cookie or like your toy. Same thing, we say like or no or whatever at some point where the dog starts to understand. Oh, there is a consequence if I do something. But,
yes, he gets very offended by the squirt water bottle. That's for sure. The squirts just with straight water, very offended. Like how dare you? Okay.
But yeah, like I think being creative with the enrichment too, even just like talking to Melanie last week when she was like having like the Kanine wallet where she would just have a little pencil case zipper thing with the treat pouch and just toss it into the bushes and make your dog find it. Or even I just tell people like if you have a decent sized backyard or if you have a property and you're not worried about rats or raccoons or possums trying to get into your backyard, like just grab your dog bowl, your breakfast or dinner, just chuck it out into the grass.
Yes.
That's an all natural free snuffle mat that you don't have to pay for on Amazon,
Yes, food enrichment. Absolutely, food enrichment. Scatter feeding is pretty much what you just said. Taking the food and scattering it out in the grass or the entire yard. Absolutely love it. I caution my clients one dog at a time.
Yeah, caution one dog at a time.
Yeah. But it's such a great tool. You can use it for reactivity too. Some dogs, if they're taking your food, if you scatter feed it, it can give them something to do while dogs or people walk by. Of course, we have our normal things, the Kongs, the topples, the things you can fill. There's tons of do-it-yourself things at home, so you really don't need to buy anything. Cardboard boxes, scatter feeding with food. There we go. All the Amazon boxes, muffin tins.
Even the rolled up towel, even the towels.
There we go. Yes. Towels, sprinkle treats in them, make your dog unroll it and get out the treats. You can freeze some things, so it takes a long time for them to defrost and lick it. Hide and go seek. You might have said that, you might have not, but hide and go seek, running away from your dog when they're like, I'm gonna get you, and then you're running away, and they get you, and you make a big deal out of it, and then they run away, and then you go hide again. New spots. That's a really good fun one. So all of the things we've talked about today, it's like there's some personal play. So it's like you interacting with your dog and saying like, "Gucci goo, I got you." That's really important. I think if we don't add in talking and movement, our dogs don't understand what's going on. So I think really talking to them and encouraging them to do these things will help them to build confidence. Well, I know so. I know it will help them to build confidence, and it makes you part of the experience versus just saying like, "Oh, that's your thing. Go do that." A lot of dogs will not do sports if you just say, oh, go do that thing over there. They really want some sort of advice or coaching from you. So, and a lot of times that's giving the good markers, saying, good, I like that you're doing that, versus just watching.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, feedback. I mean, like, if
Yes.
someone told me, be like, "Hey, go do this, go play with basketball over there," and I'm like, "What do I do?" And
Yes.
I'm like turning to my person or whatever, my friend, be like, "What do you put me?" I'm like, "What do you expect me to do?" I'm like, or like, I don't know. It's those things where like I feel like maybe half or a quarter of my clients that I work with, they only notice the naughty stuff. They're
Right.
like off, stop it, no, and then just I don't hear good or acknowledgement of the small stuff, and it's kind of like just being able to give feedback, like in any relationship, like I like that, that's
Yes.
good, very good, good job, or like oh, that's the bestest boy ever for choosing to not nip at the heel at this guy turning around because that's your usual
Yes.
trigger, and then they just kind of and then it's like they kind of just wait for it to happen to be like, like stop it right now. When you could just be like, I'm like, dude, him looking and not doing anything is a choice. Him
Right.
him looking lip lick, but look to you is a choice, or him walking away.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. No, even our dog trainers, it's like the most common. And even sometimes I'll watch my video, I record myself a lot. So I'll rewatch it back and I'm like, why didn't I talk right there? Why didn't I say good?
mm-hmm,
And I know people are like, well, I don't want to talk to my dog. I just want to say it one time and then be done. Um, well, even the best trainers in the world, they really talk to their dogs all of the time until they're on that competition field and then they take it away. So
mm-hmm,
I think we, as normal people in a household who do not train for pro competition, should be talking to our dogs and forget about the rule of just say it one time, don't say anything else.
for
That, in
sure.
my opinion, is how you make robots. Like, that's very robotic.
Yeah,
That's very, I don't talk like that. Like we're
yeah,
having
mm,
conversation. It's
yeah.
just,
No monkey drills, no robot talk here. We just
yes,
All right, let me see.
yes,
Teaching
yes, yes.
teaching my dogs break during play has been helpful for me during intense play. Examples are wrestling, getting overstimulated. I say break. They pause and shake off. I notice it brings a lot of trust, in which in tunes brings fulfillment. Opinions on this. I like it. I mean, I like
Yep.
breaks in between. I like playing that hot and cold game, whereas like I work up the dogs a little bit, then I pause, kind of like help regulate. I even like J Jack has like a thing where he says easy,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
like they're in play, and then he's like okay, and then like you can go back to um full intensity or normal intensity or speed.
Yes.
Because I just feel like, yeah, it's literally what we said about like at the beginning, where like we just have these dogs who are just like always crazed up, crackheads, intense. But and I literally, and my clients laugh because I'll ask them, is your dog either crazy, pacing, or he's asleep? There's no middle ground. And they're like, yep, pretty much. And I'm like, okay, he got to learn how to regulate it. He got to learn how
Yes.
to regulate his energy, his arousal, and like it's a very good point to bring up, because it's very easy to get a dog hyped up and like go crazy and like get aroused, but it's harder to bring them down. Uh
Yes.
so
And
like
I feel that's where most behavior issues too will start to happen from. So if the dogs have to continue to manage that, and especially if one of them is more insecure or fearful, eventually a problem may occur, may not. Just sometimes it's fine.
mhm,
But a lot of times we're called in and they've been, allowed to regulate themselves. And for whatever reason, one of them, is more upset about it and holding these grudges on his shoulder for a longer period of time. And then out of nowhere, 3 years later, this dog snaps. But it
mhm.
really wasn't out of nowhere. It's just that we were letting it go. But yes, I love that. I love saying enough and then stopping our dogs. I won't let dogs, when I mix dogs at a facility or in boarding and training programs, I will not mix them until I can call them off. So if I can't get them to come off of a dog or stop, like your enough command, I won't mix them. I start them on leash and walk them around. I do pretty much Heather Beck socialization, starting to
Yep.
mix them. And I practice calling them off. And as soon as either one gets, a little bit too much, then we come back. You got to move away from each other. Same in my house. I just say all done to my dogs and they know
Mhm.
go lay down. I can also say go lay down, and they just all go scatter. Same thing, but being able to control it is the big thing, and it's hardest at first because you have to say enough or all done, and then you have to stand up and go make them be all done. That's the
Yeah.
hardest part I think of it, is the consistency of getting off my butt and going and telling them to go lay down.
Yeah, even like even just like I think people kind of get the dog confused. Like the dog thinks I can play outside. Okay, I can play the dog. I can do my shenanigans inside, and then they don't really like
Yes.
follow through. Even just like learning so much about just like having a leash on, stepping on the leash, and then just kind of helping them, even doing like the rub downs, just and then not letting them go until they actually settle down. Then you can be like, all right, we're good.
You brought up something very important, Kevin. I've from both of my Heather Beck taught me this.
Hmm.
Ivan taught me this. We do all these high drive things, or we get all of this obedience, but then to bring it down at the end, Heather taught the nice rub down of the dogs to get them in that really calm, relaxing state and to thank them for what they did. And Ivan has the same thing. After they're done working, we spend time with them, we love on them, we massage them, we let them drink water and relax with them versus just shoving them away or shoving them in a crate and saying, I'm done with you. um,
Hmm.
it's spending that extra quality time together and thanking them for the work they've done, or by just like massaging them, almost really by
Hmm.
massaging them, by doing what they like, the pat, the love. It's very important, and I don't see a lot of people doing it. I know when I was playing frisbee a lot, I was the only person that sat there with my dog and pat my dog for a good job. A
Hmm.
lot of times, like, they just put him in the car, which is fine. Like, I get it, you have to move on, but the more time you can take and thank your dog and tell them what a good job they did for you, the more they're going to like you for it. Like, they want the praise. So it's just such an important thing to do.
Yeah, no, I think sometimes we forget we get dogs as companions, like to be actual like friends and family instead of just a do as I say thing.
Yes.
Maybe you view your dog as as just ribbon winning,
Yes.
trial winning, and then that's it. But like for me, like even sometimes I forget. Like dogs have a certain time clock. We can only have them for so long. So I'm like, take the time to appreciate them while you can.
Yes.
And even just like even just connecting with your dog. Even just like dogs, like I've had dogs who's like, in social, they'll go in the yard, but they look at their mom, they're like, I don't enjoy this as much without you, or just look back at mom. And I'm like, Mom, come in here.
Right.
Like I had this like 120 pound Corso. I known him since puppy. I think I walked it. They had me walk him down the aisle for their
Yeah.
wedding,
Oh, wow,
and
cool.
it was really cool. It was like top Lake Tahoe and all that. It was super cool. And but he was like, and he's intact. He was like a year and a half in the time, and like he never got to really socialize with dogs because like they really focus on like obedience and things like that. But like
Mhm.
but they had like a really old French bulldog he would wrestle, and then like he got bigger, and then the bulldog was like, "You're getting too big, go away."
Yeah.
Um, but then I put him in the yard, and they got worried. He was like, "Oh, I'm like, we were worried," and then I was like, just come in with him. I'm gonna walk him around on the leash at first, and
Yeah.
then as soon as he first met his first dog, he started play bow. He started yank. He pulled me down. He pulled me across the field, and I'm like, all right. I think he's fine. I'll take him the leash off. He's just zooming. He's having a fun time, and
Yeah.
like it felt like it. Like it's one of those things where like you could go to Disney World by yourself, but I think it's way better when you have like company or like someone you really
Yes.
have a relationship with. That makes it better. So it's like, like mom was just happy the dog's running around, like be nice to all the dogs, and then you're just watching this big Corso just run through the 2 acre field, fwee, fwee, just like
Oh, I love it.
living his best
Yes.
life. And then like recently he got into a little bit of trouble. Because he's a Corso, he's territorial of his home,
Mhm.
and then they called me back saying be like worried, like they have a kid coming. They're like, oh my god, is he gonna be mean, aggressive with the people? And then I said,
Yes.
hey, and I'm like, hey, listen, I think with the pregnancy, I think with the work style you guys have, I don't think he's getting satisfied in life or fulfilled. I'm kind of like, hey, let's get him. We have not seen him in social for a few months. Let's get him back. And they brought him back last weekend, and they're like worried to be like, oh god, is he gonna nip at people? He's a big dog. Is he gonna go after dogs? I'm like, just come in with me. And I was just kind of like, I was a little bit just like, all right, let's see how this goes. But I'm like, I think this is fine. And then he just played ball, he's running, and I'm like, see, nothing happened.
And it's a large field social.
Yeah, large field
That's
social.
awesome. That's a large field social relieves so much of that pressure, like the indoor tight knit pressure too. I just think it's such an incredible thing to learn how to do. And I haven't even. Did you go learn from Jason Vasconi and Heather on Large Dog Social, or have you?
Yeah, no, I've been a big advocate for Heather, and like she's been my mentor for years. And then I've hung out with Jason Vasconi, and I went to Utah to do like they did a one workshop together. So
yes, I thought so. Yes, I really wanted to go to a Large Dog Social by them. Because I just think it's such I get the concept of it. I've done it in other environments, but not like how they do it, like an actual huge field, tons of dogs that are aggressive, reactive, whatever, and they're all just getting along because it's so much space. It allows the dogs to be dogs, which is exactly what we're talking about.
No, I love it.
Yeah, and when done structured, this is very structured. It satisfied so many dogs that can't be otherwise satisfied. No one else can do it.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, it's a niche too. I mean, it's just like
very niche.
It's like not everyone has access to property. Not everyone has Not everyone can sprint across the field to kind of check dogs, keep dogs in check if anything, and then I've been doing it for at least 7 years, and I feel like I'm one out of a few that do it outdoors. By all means, I am no Jason Vasconi. I won't take 70 dogs, but
right.
But for me, I've done maybe 28 or 24 dogs, and that's a good number, I would say, especially if it's me and another helper. And that's the thing. I think is also when it comes to enrichment, I think just knowing your dog, just learning what your dog actually likes or what your dog actually deems fulfilling,
yes, and not what the owner wants it to be.
Yeah, not the owner trying to shove the square block in the circle opening, and I'm like, listen, I know he's this kind of breed, but I feel like he identifies as this breed.
Yes, correct. Or I understand you've had golden retrievers all of your life, but this one bites people. It's different. Let's do something different with it.
Oh, I hate that so much. It's just I've had 9 golden retrievers in the past few decades. Why? It's I should. This one, I'm like,
this one's not lining up.
I'm like, listen. Goldens have been overbred for way too long.
You got a little Mally here.
and then this dog, bites you at 3 months old.
Yes.
Or just picking up his paw to get untangle his leash. That's a totally different ball game,
Yes.
I'm just have to be I'm like, oh, I've had so many labs and goldens. Why is this Jack Russell Terrier so aggressive? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me, what were labs and goldens bred for? Okay, now you compare that to a Jack Russell Terrier, and you tell me. And I'm like,
tell me,
I'm like, there's a reason Jack Russells and pit bulls are very related, because you mix some terrier with a bulldog, and then there you go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just knowing your dog, I feel just makes a big difference.
Yeah, and if you don't know, you can always ask a trainer to help you understand. Literally, you can ask a trainer instead of obedience. If you're I'm good, my dog knows sit. That's awesome. Help me find a sport my dog likes. Help me find an outlet for my dog. I'm sure the dog trainer would be more than happy to help you with it. Or if you're a dog trainer that doesn't understand all of these and using these in your programs, reach out to someone who does. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help you figure out how to incorporate these instinctual behaviors versus just putting dogs on place for hours.
Mm-hmm. Like even just like, right, like your dog loves to pull. Like if your dog find that fulfilling, cool, do weight pull or put
Yes.
some chain, get a nice weight pull harness, get some chains, and then just have them haul that. Your dog sheep herding, but you don't own property, neither you own sheep or cattle. All right, tri-ball. My best friend Carrie loves having her booster on do tri-ball, and it's really
Yes.
cool. Eh, what else could I think of?
There's so many. Like we could go to this exhaustive list of them. There's different ones for puppies. So like if I wanted puppies, I would do socialization, things,
Mhm,
objects, places, body awareness, reactive dogs. You know, we talk about our food sniffing. We could use the flirt pole for reactive dogs.
mhm,
The reactive dogs we talked about calming massages and stuff. So we
mhm.
could use that for them, and we probably use a combination of all these. And then you just talked about the pulling, our working breeds, or the weight pulling, the jumping, what's that called? Wall climb. There is wall climb
All
sports. There
climb.
is the dock diving. There is a million more things I probably cannot think of off the top of my head.
Yep.
But they exist, and almost every state does have like a dog expo or a dog show where these dog experts will be at if you in your area want to find help. Of course, Kevin and I are more than happy to help you, but if you want local to start looking around, I think I'd go there. I know I do one every year here in Michigan, and it's
Mhm.
just all the dog clubs, all the people who have dog trainers. They all come together and show off all their things to the normal people, to the
Yeah.
normals.
Yeah, just like some people just don't really ask. Some people don't just I think people don't have like the right resources, so then they kind
Yep.
of like just a branch out and just really just have different things to work on with them because it's like I get it that most of the time, we're working 8 to 5, we're trying to like put bread on the table, we're trying to pay rent
Yep.
and things like that. And then sometimes I'm just like, if you can't do it in particular, then this is where like maybe you get a dog trainer to maybe do like some day training with your dog, or like just have it where the trainer takes your dog out for like an hour or two, and then maybe it
Yeah.
does flirt pole for you, or maybe it does play group in a structured daycare or something, or maybe just like maybe who knows, take your dog out duck diving or do the sports and fulfill it. So then when you get home at the end of the day, you are not like feeling guilty or getting
Yeah.
pissed off that your dog's going nuts in the house because you're just like you come home and your dog's going crazy. You're like, stop that. I'm like, I don't know. You're like, why is he doing that? I'm like, you tell me. How did you like while you're gone
Yeah.
from 9 to 5? What did he do all day? Did he stay in the crate, or was he just running around barking at the window all day? I'm like,
Yes. And you can work it out too. So realistically, for most pet parents, they're not going to be able to do this activity every day, like a high energy activity. So do it twice a week.
mm-hmm,
I don't work my border collie every day. I just don't. I had knee surgery. I just can't. So I play frisbee with him or have somebody 2 or 3 times a week. And he
mm-hmm,
goes out and runs the lurk course. But it's really most of the time he's just a house dog. So, but because he has those outlets mixed in and he's been regulated over the years, so at first we may prescribe more outlets at first, but then you can start to taper off because your dog will become leveled. So once they kind of level out and get all that excess energy out, we start meeting their instinctual needs. They can start to relax more and just enjoy life with you more and not cause so much trouble.
mm-hmm. I even just like I just love dogs when they just run, like just
Yes.
run and be dogs.
Yes. Me too.
Like I saw my dogs chased a deer by accident. We were at a sniff spot, and this deer was
Yeah.
in the bush in the corner, and we have no idea. And then pop pop goes the deer, and my 3 dogs are chasing it, and I don't have e-collars, and I'm just kind of like they went up in the woods, and I'm like, And I kind of was just like, well, if you do if something happens, make it quick. And
Yeah.
then, unfortunately, the deer lived. The deer I saw like hop the fence, and my dogs could not get it. And then they come back, but the sheer look happiness on their face, they're like, oh,
Yes.
like that's
Yes.
so real for them. And I'm like, well, I
Yeah.
can't reenact that kind of enrichment. You know,
Right.
like
Right.
my
Right.
dog,
Right.
even taking my dogs to like the beach, like 45 minutes, they're running, they're sniffing some dogs, they're running, they're in the water.
Yes.
They come back way more satisfied than me taking them on like a 40-minute to an hour walk.
100%. 100%. Yes, them just naturally playing. Um, uh, but you've already done all the training side of it to be able to control them safely. So,
Of course. Oh yeah, yeah. 100%. 100%.
no,
No, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling
no,
people to
no,
like
no.
take
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
untrained dogs, let them loose, and be
Yeah,
like,
but if your dog needs the outlet, like I
yeah,
would take any dog there on a long line. So I have like 20-foot, 30-foot biothane long lines, and my camp dogs, absolutely, I'll take them because it's so good for them to just run and really do dog things,
mm-hmm.
real dog stuff, real
Yeah,
dog stuff. And at the end of the day, it's just about improving quality of life for us, for them. By improving their quality of life, our life will get better as well.
yeah, and that's why I like my logo. Is kind of like canine freedom. You know, like free dog is a free you. You know, like just being able to kind of like have that, give your dog that freedom to
Yes.
just express themselves, and then listen, your dog feels free, your dog feels better, guess what, you're free, and you're free of stress and worried
Yes.
about your dog. And like, I don't know, it's definitely just like it's amazing what you learn throughout the years, and you go from this and then you're like, well, actually,
Yeah. Yeah.
running, your dogs are running, and being a dog is
Yeah.
fulfilling. Your
Yeah,
dog,
I went full fold from like 100%, very obedient, kind of sit style training, sit down, come, heel, place, very strict. Um, and now I'm very lax. Like I could care less if the dog knows to sit half the time. Like that's
yep,
not important to me. What's important to me is the owner's goals. So like usually it's not jumping. Usually it's like
not pulling
not
on the
pulling,
leash.
not pulling much. So like they
Yep.
don't care about the structured heel most of the
Mhm.
time. Like some do. Okay, I'll teach you that. But really, it's just getting their dog outlets so they can live with them
Mhm.
and everyone's happy. So
Mhm.
this enrichment is the best way to do that. And if you guys watching, if you try any of these, tag me, tag Kev. We'd love, love, love to see them. Or if you're unsure about one, message us. We'd love, love, love to help. I know that. I know
Yeah,
that.
no, yeah, no, 100%. Like, it's just your enrichment can go in different ways. You could have a dog that doesn't really care, that can walk through the towel, do the towel really fast, like kind of,
Mm-hmm.
like just kind of like after one time, then they're done. You're like the next big thing, or you're just like, just find different ways, or even like there's sniff spots if you live in an apartment, or like if you don't trust your dog to be fully off leash. Long lines are just there so your dog doesn't
Yeah.
run into the road, or dog, like if something happens, you can just step on the
Yep.
leash, brace for that impact, you pick it up before you're proactive then reactive, and just really
Mm-hmm.
just setting up the dog for success.
Even
And
our
for
Miami
failure.
people, even where there's millions and millions of people in the downtown city, we have pet parents that walk to the park, take out the long line, play on the log line. Um, Dogs that are, don't like other dogs, whatever the situation may be, there are options for you. So it's just figuring out what is the best option for you and your dog to get the most, bang for your buck. All of our time is limited, time is short, and we just want our dogs to be happy.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, you can always delegate the, like, worst case. Like I tell people, like, it doesn't hurt for you to pay someone to work with your dog maybe twice a
Yes.
week or once a week. Just be like, help get, like, we pay people to clean our house, we pay people to
Yes.
fix our toilets, but like, I think with the dog part, like at the end of the day, it's like you come back home, you're tired, you just want to like go watch a show on Netflix, cook
Yep.
something quick, and then decompress, doom scroll for like an hour or two on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and then you're just going straight to bed. And then
Yes.
it's like, for some people's lifestyles, there's no wiggle room for the dog, but that's why I'm like, get someone that can help you with your dog. So like both you and your dog, like it's literally like the happy wife, happy life, like
Exactly.
saying, but it's like happy dog, happy life,
Yes,
like.
yes. Find a dog trainer, find a dog walker, someone. A lot of new and upcoming dog walkers are doing enrichment, are doing fun things, are doing runs, and not just walking while the dog's pulling them, and a very boring thing. Dog trainers, of course, that works more of the mental energy, probably more structured training
Mhm.
enrichment. But yeah, there's tons of options, and just work with your dog to find out what they like best.
Yeah, learn. Yeah, like just talk, just learn, just watch your dog. Was that Mowgli? I just hear,
No,
I just hear sneezing in the, I just hear sneezing in the background. I'm just like, is that
there
him?
is a dog. There, it's Freddie. Freddie the
Oh, okay.
freeloader is over there. Freddie.
But yeah, just knowing your dog, just knowing like, and I guess it's kind of good to, and it's this kind of good time to kind of like summarize what we talked about or like put it all
Yeah.
together. Where it's like there's more to just Kongs and puzzles, although they are good options. But like
Yes.
you can supplement them. But like being able to let your dog express what they were bred for, being able to express what they want to do, whether it's running around the field, baying for like an hour, just like an idiot, or
Yeah.
like digging in for the
Yes.
hopes of digging in hopes of getting the gopher. Um,
Digging. We didn't talk about digging, but we have so many Great Pyrenees up here, or the
yeah,
Lifestyle Guardian breeds, and everyone's like, "I want it to stop digging," and I'm like, "No, you need to give it a hole. You need let it dig a spot. Just let it. It's natural burrower. Let it be a dog. Let it be a dog. I think that's our whole. We're going to find something instinctual for our dogs, and it's really going to improve their quality of life, which will in turn improve ours because they're going to be more regulated. They'll have that instinctual satisfaction that they need
hmm
to really be the best companion possible.
yeah, no, 100%. It just being able to let your dog do dog stuff. Go
Yeah.
sniff, go run off leash. If you don't have a dog that recalls on off leash, call one of us, call a dog trainer, so your
Yep.
dog, the sooner we work on that, the happier your dog is. I
Yes.
kind of like to say like your dog kind of like the stock market, invest as much as you can now, so then later you just watch it grow and becomes this beautiful thing.
Yep.
um
Totally agree.
like find out if it likes tug, all that, sniff like scatter feeding, and like in general, where just find, you don't have to find things your dog likes and give your dog a chance to express it, and then that's, if
Yep.
you give your dogs the outlets, hope most of the time behaviors like aren't there because you're
Yep.
too busy being happy.
Yes, agree. They don't need to do the problems. They don't need to do
Yeah,
problem behaviors because they are getting their needs met, their real needs met, not just holding a sit, not just staying on place. They are
yeah,
actually being fulfilled. Yeah, no, thank you, Kevin, for having me.
of course. So like if someone wanted to learn from you, Rebecca, or like, like you got any plugins or anything you would like to like let people know about?
Yeah, happywithdogs.com. www.happywithdogs.com. There's a link on the screen right now. That's my about me. Trainers, if you need help, let me know, or private people, I'd love to help you as well.
Then
I've
we got
had
the
a
Swift
team
Paws.
before. Yeah, Swift Paws. Okay, 10% off of all Swift Paws with the discount code right there on the screen. Get yourself a Lure course. I'd love to see it in action. It's so much fun.
Awesome, guys. So we're gonna wrap up with Rebecca real quick, but I'm gonna cut the live, but I'll let y'all know when the next one is. I'll keep everyone posted, but hope everyone has an awesome Mother Day's weekend and a happy Monday, and then I'll talk to you all later.
Bye, guys.